Hello Virgo, and welcome to your Astroflower reading for 2022. This is a new concept for the new paradigm. If you don't know much about the Astroflower, because it is a new concept, there is a link in the description below that'll give you a heads up on the elements and the qualities and how we use the petals within the system of the Astroflower. We do weekly tarot readings upon this channel, and also bi-weekly, fortnightly Astroflower readings according to the elements and the qualities and how they interact with the universal vibrations that comes through from the sun, through solar flares, filament energies, corona holes, etc. And you can see all of those informations about excuse me, all of those informations about that universal vibrations on our sister channel, which is called Cymatic TV, which is also linked in the description below. We do a energy update once a week, and also other videos like interviews and stuff like that. So go over there, subscribe. It will help you to understand and give a lot more nuance or meaning to the tarot readings that we do here and the Astroflower readings that we do here. Obviously, we do have books available as well, which are also in the description below. So after you've subscribed and click the bell on this channel here, please do go and explore the Astroflower. It'll be fun. It is a new concept for a new paradigm. So without further ado, and all housekeeping done, let's go on to your 2022 reading, Virgo. So a mutable sign of Earth, as it were. And let's see what's actually coming up for you in this coming year. Yeah. So on the petal one. Okay, so you have the Eight of Wands. So this is petal one. This is how the universe is trying to influence your karmic path. And this year, this is on the spiritual side, this is on the material side, and it accumulates in petal 10, and this is your inner sanctum. So petal 8 is that message that comes in really quickly. I think the universe is going to be, because you're one of those signs who you try and help so many people have success. That's what you generally do. You're incredibly helpful to other people, very artistic, and you usually a bit of a wordsmith as well, a master of words. And the universe is sort of saying, this year it's going to be on the spiritual side, on the relationship side, things are going to be coming in quickly, and you've got to translate those influences from the universe within your karmic path. Most signs have had for 2022 that this is a new beginning. This really is a new paradigm. After what we've lived over the last 2 years, it certainly is a new paradigm and a new beginning for you. So do get involved, and I think the universe is almost earmarked out Virgo to sort of, really get moving on. So your karmic path here is, this is your spiritual karmic path. Four of Swords. This is after a moment of difficult, so you might have had a difficult year emotionally, relationship-wise, friends, family, community, that sort of thing. And this year here, and this is what this whole this new paradigm is all about, your karmic path on your spiritual side is healing, looking after yourself. If you are well, everybody else can be well. It's not a case of which you tend to do, Virgo. You make sure everybody's okay before you're okay. It doesn't work like that. You've got to make sure, if you're gonna make a cake, cakes are great, I love them. You would never tell by my finger. But you make a cake, you love it, but don't forget, keep a piece for you. It's really important. Keep a piece for you. And this is It's all about self-love. And I think this message will come into you constantly. It's something you're going to be learning regularly over this coming year, and it's going to be quite quick learning. It's going to be very spontaneous sort of messages and stuff like that for you. So let's just see what's going on the physical front. So this comes back to that whole idea of, you helping everyone. Normally the Seven of Swords is what we call people say lying, cheating, scheming sort of thing. But people have their own agendas, or they had their own agendas in the old paradigm. The new agenda, the paradigm for the future, and you can go over to Cymatic TV. We should have a video on that, about the new paradigm and the new vibrations that are coming through. It's a case of where you've been helping lots of people, they're going to walk on you like a stepping stone across the river. And do you really have to put up with that anymore? And I think your karmic path here, especially with these two here together, it seems to be learning self-wealth. You're worthy, Virgo. And, it's learning that self-wealth that could be really good for you, Petal 4 is the influences from the universe on your karmic path on regards to a physical sense on the material world. Yeah? So, Petal, the Two of Pentacles, sorry, I'll get there in a minute. The Two of Pentacles is a bit like a choice going on, and it's how you choose to put your energy into it. Look, I can't save the world. You can't save the world. But we can. Yeah? If you choose to try and save everybody, you're going to spread your energy so thin that you're not actually going to be able to save anybody. Concentrate on certain aspects of your life, so you put all of your energy into those aspects of your life, and you'll be a lot more productive, Virgo. Don't let your light, go out. Okay. So this is Petal 5. Now Petal 5 is how your guides help to manifest your karmic path around you. So these are coincidences around you, such as what you hear on the radio, just overhearing what someone just said as you're walking down the street that triggers something within you. And it's the Ace of Wands is a start of that journey. It's all about the start of that journey. And as you start that journey, you can, you'll be using your intuition and your passion, and it's there's a lot of victory in here. So it's moving over from giving yourself space to hear the universe and the messages coming in from the universe, so you can apply that in your intuition. So therefore, your life will be a lot more productive, a lot more happier in the emotional and relationship front and everything like that. You're not the only one who's had this tower in this particular petal. I forgot which sign it has. I think it was Leo actually who just had it recently, but there's also Gemini has had it. But anyway, it's a tower, so it's not, usually we say a tower moment, but this is a yearly reading, and this is sort of saying you've got to, if you want to change things in your life, you've got to let go of certain things in the past. And Virgo, you're not very good at letting go of things, are you? You're lovely like that. It might serve me one day. Sure, it might serve you one day, but in the meantime, it's just creating a 10 of Wands situation where you're burdening your shoulders on the rest of the world, and your guides are trying to sort of brush away the past, and that may create a bit of sort of bring down your old beliefs of what you believe how life should be led. So it's a case of, as this new paradigm comes into place, you've got to restructure yourself. Yeah. So Hierophant. Hierophant is all about sort of justice and clarity. That stairwell is straight on that card. So you have stairs in the spiritual path. So like when we if someone passes over, we say we go on those stairs up to heaven and what have you, which is very similar to what I do in my healings, which I've been doing over the last 30 years. And it's a healing. It's a pathway or a stairway that leads to understanding and greater knowledge and pure happiness, really, because you're being clear with yourself. Therefore, you're being clear with everybody else around you. And that sort of hierophant is that sort of almost, that sort of justice, that sort of being just or righteous with yourself, So it seems to be this year, you seem to be learning a lot about yourself, of how to apply yourself in the universe and this world around us. Yeah. So let's just see what's going on in the physical front and the material world. As you go through and you change things in your life, it will expose a lot of things that were unseen in the past. And it also, there's two sides to this. There's two dogs on this card. There's the white and black, yin and yang. Basically, it's exposing the duality, the two sides of energy. And it might be a case of, this is your subconscious. Sorry, I didn't tell you that. But this is your subconscious. This is where your guides help to accumulate all those coincidences. So within you, in your conversation, it's a little bit like having, the devil and the angel sitting on your shoulders. And it gives you that sort of heads up of what you should be doing in the here and now. And it may be a case that you're going to learn a lot more about the subtle energies. That's, in order to learn, you need to make space. It's like you're having a computer and you've downloaded loads of stuff, you've got no more memory left. If you want to download more stuff, download more information, you've got to free up a bit of that memory. So you need to get rid of stuff that doesn't actually serve you anymore. So it's a real learning curve for you this year. And it's all about, in the inner being of you, which you run yourself ragged for the rest of the world and you forget about yourself sometimes. And you've got to remember that. You really do. You deserve it, this year. You definitely deserve it. And what is this two paths manifesting? The 9 of Cups. So, some people say a gift from the universe and stuff like that. I actually think it's a gift from yourself that the universe has given you through your wealth of understanding. That's what it's sort of saying. And it's, with this understanding throughout this year, you can manifest a really beautiful life for yourself, combining both the spiritual and the material paths. Very interesting reading. One of the most complex readings I've done so far. But in sense, it is all about your inner being. So it's going to be interesting to see what comes up on petal 6 there. It's all about your inner being, and bingo, 6 of Pentacles. That fair exchange. This is exactly what I've been saying to you. You have to give yourself credit. You have to give yourself worth, because no one else really will do it, will give you worth. Once you start putting, honourable worth within you, all of a sudden you give worth to everything that is around you. People can then actually, not necessarily just respect you, but they can actually give them food for thought. And this is what your inner being is wanting to manifest within you. And it's like accumulation of all those sort of pathways that go forward. It seems very complex, but actually it's really straightforward here. And the learning curve, I think, for you, Virgo, is going to allow you to explore a lot more avenues. It's going to free you up a lot. Anyway, this is what should be happening this year. What I want to do is, I just want to clarify by connecting these 3 here on this karmic section here, and connecting these 3 here. So let's just see what's happening on the spiritual side of life. So what's gone is gone, and let it go. Um, that's the Four of Cups, and I think that ties in to the Four of Swords. It's that healing that you need to do upon yourself. You've got Tower again, and it's reflecting on the other side, and it's sort of saying same thing, let go of that old stuff that doesn't serve you anymore, so you can build something completely new and start that new journey, which is that Page of Pentacles, and actually being a little bit more precise with yourself, concrete, honest with yourself. That's what it all seems to be about, that karmic mission. Let's have a look, see what's going on the material side. Let's just clarify these three cards here and see what happens here. So you've got the Hermit, very similar to the Hierophant there. You can see that the Hermit is obviously going up a stairwell and going up to the top of the mountain, to the top of their understanding, their knowledge, and they're letting their message shine for the rest of the world, which you should be doing. You should be shining that message for the rest of the world. And if you do, all of this is really going to come into place. So let's just see what happens. High Priestess. Intuition. These seem to be interacting all the time. They're very similar cards there. And High Priestess is it's quite literally that. It's a priestess. It's complete understanding. But it's also sort of channeling that sort of, if you can channel yourself, and this is where the universe is asking with the Two of Pentacles, if you can channel that sort of time where you concentrate on productive time, you will be able to shine your light, which will dispel all the past years that you've had, that and certainly in the past year, so you can actually start exploring that idea of that, that gift that you can give to the world around us and the universe, and being absolutely clear with yourself. It's reflecting again the Ace of Swords. So it's a new journey. It's starting on a new pathway for you, which is really good. And it's having that thought that comes in, that's clarity of thought, and being able to cut through the atmosphere in a way, and so you can slice it up and dice it up so you can see absolutely clear. So nothing's going to stop you if you step onto that path. If you just say, okay, I have my place in the universe, I have my piece of cake as well. Let me just see if we can sort of connect these four cards here. Let's see what's happening between there. The World, the end of an old cycle and into a new. But at the same time, for me, the World is saying, if you were looking for resources, you're not going to look outside the world. You have everything in there, and it's going through that portal of going from one place to another and starting to sort of, stand up and be counted, and stepping into your power, shining your light again in your hand. You have this message that has to come out. It's all very connecting, and it's pure success. This is really good. It's a really good ending. It's going to be, so the beginning bit is all about the foundation. If you put into place the foundation and you look after yourself, Virgo, the world is going to benefit enormously. You will do exactly what your desire is, and that's to help everyone. But in order to do that, you have to help yourself first. Yeah. So, Virgo, it's going to be, it will be interesting to see how this plays out over this coming year in your readings, every week here on this channel here, and also through the Astroflower, and how these elements sort of affect you, because this is where all the emotions are coming into your life. In this section here, you've got a bit of fire that comes through this sort of section here, which is really good, but your base is made up of a lot of air and earth, so it's a clarity of thought in accordance to the world around us in a physical sort of sense. It's going to be amazing to watch it and see how the sun, because we're going into a new solar cycle, so there's going to be a lot more activity coming in, solar cycle 25. You'll see that on Cymatic TV, how that affects you on a weekly basis, and how you can best position yourself for the new coming life. So, Virgo, do have a great year. Start by looking after yourself. Don't forget, life should be fun.